Commenting very accurately now from Broner. Nice short left.
Was landed a clean, effective blows. Then as the round goes on, here comes Margarito with this sort of accumulation of punches where eventually he started penetrating and landing his shots. Rough round to score.
There's her dreaming down the left eye. That may have been caused by that belt away from Andrew Maloney. Oh, he snapped his head back! Franco does damage to Maloney. Of Andrew.
What's going on, y'all? Fight day here in the United States, you know, Las Vegas. Supposed to be Manny, Earl Spence. Now it's Manny versus Ugas. It's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. They're both champions. You know, Manny's a legend. Ugas is gonna be a, you know, future legend, world champion. And shoot, I'm here today with my boy Nick. You know, he's real good friends with one of Manny's ex-opponents in the past, Jeff Horn out of Australia. This is my boy right here. You know, go check out his links in the description down below. For real, Australian right here. He's running the show over there. How are you today, bro?
Carlos, great to have a chat with you, bro. Always great to have a chat, and been really loving the content that you've been bringing out. It's fantastic. So, you know, I mean, lots of new channels, just like down here. We've got lots of new channels, and I'm not running the show down here, but we're paving the way, and we're doing boxing media a little bit different. And obviously this weekend, you know, I mean, tonight, big fight. Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis Ugas, huge. Not as big, to be honest, as what Errol Spence would have been, but still a great fight, still a good fight.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what is your you know, since you've ran and you have done a lot of, you know, camps with Manny, and you've seen him in training for Floyd and for other title fights, how do you think he looks as of right now at 40 plus years?
Got to give a big shout out to Villain Fire Media, FightHype.com in the building. Villain Fire, Frankie's been very close to Manny Pacquiao for this training camp, and I spoke to him via message a couple of days ago. He said Pacquiao looks absolutely incredible. And Frankie's one of those guys, shout out to Frankie, because he's our LA correspondent. He's seen more of Pacquiao over the last 10 years than probably a lot of people. And he looks fit. He looks ready to go. You know what I mean? Shout out to Justin Fortune and Boo Boy. These guys are the guys that get Manny ready. Obviously, 42 years of age, and the fight hype content, the fire that I'm seeing coming through on the Gmail each morning and the channel has just been absolutely fantastic. Manny looks incredible. He looks just as good as he did 3-4 years ago. You know what I mean? He's explosive. You know what I mean? We've got to stop and think he's 42 years of age. It's just, I got to pinch myself tonight. You know what I mean? He's 42. He's still fighting the best out there. I know Ugas is not Errol Spence, but still, let's celebrate the fight for what this is. But from what I've seen, and I haven't seen Manny Pacquiao live in the flesh since 2017 when he fought Jeff Horn. And then obviously I saw him before that. I've seen him in 214, 213, 215 before Floyd. But, man, he's looking incredible. And Ugas is going to have to be on his game early because he is just climaxed the last 12 weeks, especially in Los Angeles, the last 8 to 9 weeks.
Oh, for sure. You know, from seeing what I've seen on social media and leading up to this fight, you know, it was kind of a punch to the stomach, you know, with Earl hurt, and I was like, man, I was really looking forward to this weekend, and today it's gonna be crazy. I know it's still gonna be a show, and you know, this will be like the first time I'm actually wearing, you know, Pac-Man gear for this.
Really?
Time. And
well,
I gotta show respect to the legends, man. You know, that out there,
man,
that are still doing it right now, and that don't even have to do it. You know, that they're already established. You know, I'm ready for a hell of a fight tonight.
That's exactly right. And you know what I mean, you look at Manny's career, you know what I mean, he debuted back in 1995, you know, we're talking over 27 years as a professional fighter. He's only had 7 losses. You could probably have a three or four losses in there that were very, very dicey, especially the ones with Bradley. And obviously, you know, some people even say it's not knocking Jeff Horn, you know what I mean? Some people think that he beat Jeff Horn. Some people think that he didn't. He's just incredible, you know what I mean? As I said to Glenn Rushton 2 days ago, you know what I mean? If you had said to me, you know, is Manny still going to be fighting at 42 10 years ago? I would say no. I think he'll retire at 39, maybe 38. And look, he's here and he's motivated and he's driven. And, you know what I mean? He's got the foundation over the years to put that incredible camps in, you know, the running that he's been doing in Los Angeles. It's the same program that he's done for Mayweather. It's the same program he's done for Algeria, Rios. We're talking about fighters that he's fought, Thurman, Broner. These are the sort of guys that he's fought in the latter stages of his career. And the training camp has still been electrifying. You know what I mean? Like the fight hype footage that we have put out, shout out to my boss, the fight hype footage that we've been putting out with Pacquiao probably the last six weeks, it's just been incredible. Every time I watch it in the morning and Justin Fortune and that, it's just been like, this is still going because I've seen this live. I've seen this in the flesh, and we're talking back in 2012, 2011, and people that were into boxing before that, Pacquiao in 05, 06, Eric Morales, like we're talking, it's like you said, Carlos, it's still going. And people can say that these guys have had their day in the sun. Mate, when it was dark and cloudy, these guys are the sun to boxing. And Manny Pacquiao, man, I put him in my top 5 of all time. He is an absolute living legend and a god to so many people, especially the Philippines, the Filipino people, man. He is God.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, I got a real close friend, you know, he's Filipino.
Yeah.
He did, from what he tells me about Manny over there, and it could be the stuff that he says or the stuff that he does in the ring, stuff like that. You know, that's a whole nother subject. But,
yeah,
you know, like, he's just like, yeah, man, like, I even showed him the shirt, you know.
Yeah, right.
I even showed him the Manny shirt I had it in the trunk. And I saw his eyes, like, light up, just like, damn, like, that's
really
that's when he was young right there. And
100%.
He's like, that's the Manny. He goes, that's the Manny I miss. Because, like, he really doesn't, like, follow Manny, like, right now. He knows that he's fighting and stuff like that, but he's like, man, he should retire already, man. Like, I don't know what he's doing, you know?
Well, he's obviously, this is the thing with Manny. One, you know, with Errol, he would have made more money off the Errol Spence fight, but he'll still make good money tonight. But his body can still do it. This is the thing, because his foundation and his explosiveness and his conditioning on his body and the running, he's kept his body in very, very good condition. Okay, he's had one bad knockout. You know what I mean? The Marquez fight was bad. He came back from that, obviously, you know, and rebuilt himself back up. And there was a couple of fights there, you know what I mean? Even the Bradley fight, a couple of fights where he took some shots and that. But the latter part of his career, he hasn't really taken really any. He hasn't had a knockdown. He hasn't been sort of hit. He hasn't been hurt. I know Floyd got him a really good shot in the latter parts of the rounds in the throat. Got him a really good one through there. He led off against Floyd early as well. But Algieri, Thurman, Rios, Matisse, Vargas, Broner. I never saw him in trouble against Broner. He was having a lot of fun in there against Broner. And Broner can punch. And
when he wants to, he's a beast when he wants to.
Yeah, when he wants to. When Adrian Broner's on, he's fucking incredible to watch. But yeah, you know what I mean? But it's an interesting fight tonight. You know, it's two different styles. Manny's going to come forward like he does. You know, when he come forward, he'll pick off. He'll move back when he needs to. He's awkward. He can come in from different angles. You know, he'll cup. Yeah, he'll tuck down and do all that stuff. Where Ugas, orthodox boxer, very different boxer to Errol Spence. He was a very good amateur boxer. Cuban, coming out of that Cuban pedigree in the amateurs. He's an Olympian. You know what I mean? He's fought at a very, very high level. And you know what I mean? when we look at Ugas, the fight we can go off is the Sean Porter loss. Split decision loss there against Sean Porter for the WBC. So a lot of people say Ugas won that fight. I probably have Ugas winning that fight very, very close.
Yeah.
Ugas did one thing that night. If you go back over that fight, he made it rough and tough against Sean Porter, which you do. He matched him, but he also did a lot of good boxing on the outside as well and picked away. So he took a lot of points on the inside, but he also showed the judges that he could box. And I know Porter at the end of that fight, shout out to Sean Porter. Sean Porter was like, shit, I was just in a fight. So I don't think Manny's going to really do that. I don't think Manny's going to let Ugas do that, what Sean did. You know what I mean? His ring generalship, Manny, is amazing. You know what I mean? But sometimes he can put himself in a situation where, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, geez whiz, that was ruthless. But he's done it for so long, you know?
Oh, for sure. So what is your take on, you know, this fight card that's on right now that's going to be, you know, the return of you know, Robert the Ghost Guerrero. You got Victor Ortiz. This card's stacked. I feel like some of these guys you haven't seen in so long, and yet they're still in shape and they're still like hitting the bag all the time. How do you feel about this?
I'm stoked for the card. Ortiz Jr., Ortiz versus Robert the Ghost Guerrero is going to be a great fight. Two very totally different styles again, you know what I mean? One who's a southpaw, Ghost Guerrero, who's been in with Mayweather. Ortiz 2 years before that, in 2011, was in there with Mayweather. There's that connection. Both those guys have fought on the biggest level. Guerrero, probably a little bit more active than what Ortiz has been. Ortiz hasn't fought, I think, for how long? When did Ortiz fight? He fought in Carson, California, I think 2.5 years ago against Andre Berto.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight. I want to say, man, what day was? I think it was back in early in the year. He was supposed to fight, and then he got injured, and he was supposed to fight on, I think, on the Triller card.
Yeah.
You know, your boy.
Cambosis.
Yeah, Cambosis, and you got, you know, Teofimo. He was supposed to fight on that card, I think. I want to say he was supposed to fight February 21st. And then moved it to that card, and then that card got canceled due to the COVID. But that would have been a crazy fight too, like just to see him back in the ring, you know, after so long.
Ortiz is a crazy one because Ortiz has been in some big fights, you know what I mean? Marcus Medina, you know what I mean? We talk about Floyd Mayweather, Andre Berto. Ortiz has tested himself against the elite at that level. Guerrero the same, you know what I mean? If you said to me, who's been the better fighter over the years, that's a really hard one to pick, you know what I mean? Back Carlos in 2008, 2009, 2010, when Ortiz was coming up, when he was undefeated, there was massive raps on Ortiz, and he was an incredible puncher. Very, 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 very tough boxer. Very, very strong for his weight. And then obviously Guerrero, very, very cagey, very, very tricky. You know what I mean? So I'm pumped for this fight. Many people could say tonight, this could be the better fight. This could be the better fight because I feel, I don't know where Ugas is at. No one really knows how fit Ugas really is, where he's at. You know, he took the fight on 2.5 weeks ago. Yeah, he's pumped to fight Manny Pacquiao and cause an upset. Pacquiao could blast him out tonight. Pacquiao could have him out of there in 6 rounds. I really mean that. I'm expecting Pacquiao. If Pacquiao's on tonight, I think he'll have him out. So therefore, I think the co-main could even be a better fight. So I'm pumped for it.
Hell yeah. And Ugas was supposed to fight. They say he was supposed to fight on the co-main event.
Correct.
Yeah, so they said that he's training for 3.5 months already to defend
his so he's pretty fit, huh?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. You know, like, I didn't even know he was on the card until, I want to say, a week and a half ago. I saw he was supposed to be on the card, and then Earl.
All the way. Are we going out tonight? All the way. I'ma chug the bottle, chug it up.